always wanted to take up some of that space. And then on the attack, it was a different story. They wanted to fight for the death on those terms.
Yeah.
And they were fine with it. But on a map like Split, you can't do that. You can't get those early exits out on the defense. You can't push out so aggressively because there's the potential for Cypher to really shut you down here.
And remember this, friends, if you are wondering about Viper and such more, we're playing on patch 14.10, which means the Viper results have not come in just yet, nor have the other changes on things like Sky and Raze either too. So we're still here a bit before, as we have been playing on this patch for the entire CVAL season, and we'll continue to do so, as well as we do get agents locked in in front of us, right? And considering we're on Split, things so far here, Gompers, I found look cool. A bit of the old versus a bit of the new.
No, I do like it. I think we're kind of going back to like the old times with the Astra and the Viper and this being like the main thing that we got to see, where like the gravitational pull was really big with the Vipers, the wall down in mid, and trying to gain that control. And to see, you know, double controller on this, I'm not necessarily surprised. It's so simple, it's so easy for these teams, but I am interested to see, obviously, Nabber taking on the role of that Viper, playing the IGL as well. How is this going to work with the Omen? How is this going to work with the, obviously, like just the overall logistics of losing the last game as well?
Exactly that. And, you know, before we also go ahead and load into the game as well, too, what we did do is that we actually talked to a couple of these players on what they're about, just like see, get a vibe and a catch on what they care about and such as well, too, as this music is
I know, it's so good.
Oh my God.
Dude,
this is so sick.
Every time the music comes on, me and Rav are throwing it back.
Well, I wouldn't say exactly that. You know what? In fact, just to prove that we're throwing it back, we're actually not talking to players, right? We're focused on us here.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I'm not throwing it back.
Okay.
I'm chilling here. I'm standing tall and proud.
You don't throw it back. You just throw my games.
I do not, because you insta-lock Reyna, flash for yourself.
And then I get 30K. 30 kills.
You get 3.
Oh, 3.
Reverse. The Pie Watch Gompers.
All right, Rav. All right, Rav. Listen, I'm just retired from the Valorant game, all right?
Tragic.
Not really, actually. I played too much, but it's okay.
So let's walk in, right? First game pistols, remember. that has been A&M's strong suit.
Yeah.
Across all these series. But UST heavy up mid through heaven.
Yeah, they've shot down Dog, seyq, kind of giving away information of their own, but they know they pushed back with a guiding light. And it's a good setup. They have like a good consecutive order of how they want to push out the utility there. But then the biggest part is just getting past all of the util. The defense put their turret in the wrong spot, and it barely finds anyone up towards heaven. So there's not really too much of an assist there. Most of the aim having to be, honestly, that saving grace for the side of St. Thomas, which, of course, it is going to be xhowi and Nate working together as a team to find the frags. And Bing, not very much chilling. He can't really do that at the moment because you got way too much going on. And the health, I mean, heal coming through, but yeah, not a lot of potential there, especially with xhowi.
Yeah, John Cena's not happy right now. He's been countered at every moment. No ice cream for either side as UST prove the haters wrong and get a pistol round. That's the biggest note about a lot of this too, and that you mentioned, right? It's like it was heavy into strong side they're playing up through heaven, 3 right away, and all for that is to the dog. We talked about initiated utility and the effective use of it on UST, and that's continued forward with just the single now on the sky that they have in front of them, and matched pretty much by the other side by A&M. Let's see what kind of shenanigans they get up to. It's a bonus, right? It's like just a couple of picks here or there, probably.
I mean, it might work. Yeah, I do like this setup, though. They're doing the same thing, you know, that I kind of was expecting. The same VCT style, Astra, Viper mid. With gravitational pull kind of leading there. Snake bite.
Yep.
Kind of help with that. Doesn't seem like it's going to work out so far. So paint shell thrown down to the back, but no damage.
Yeah, no, nothing substantial just yet, too. But for A&M side, what I want to see a lot more of is how they manage to lead with the Cypher. But you know, seyq gets 2 right, as they look to walk in through ropes. But for JoBa, this first half is going to be tough. It's attack on split. So you're looking at essentially whatever options you can find. You're hoping to play flank watch and solos, right? This is what JoBa will be doing a lot as he looks to call the rest of his team. And the players as they're heavy up mid, On to heaven. No one around, but, you know, with the Killjoy playing, Duck should be able to find this pretty easily. It's a stinger, though.
Do you know? But it's good. They've managed to kind of collect some space. They could honestly meet the race down in spawn. Nah, they want to be sneaky with it, which I don't think they are going to be. Doug is kind of just trying to respond here.
All right. See one? Yep. A second. Bada bing, bada boom. That's it.
Mr. Worldwide.
as a step in the room.
Yeah.
I could be Pitbull, I think, if I tried it hard
You
enough.
should shave your head.
I usually do. I forgot to before this event.
I want to see you with an afro.
You know, I used to have one as a kid.
I need to
A
see
big curly afro. I need to see you with an afro, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's but naturally, as we were saying, for UST, right, a 2-0 start, a confidence peak, and the mental all up in front of them.
Oh, yeah.
Both, bear in mind, this is exactly what UST wants, because for the past year, they said their struggles have been on maintaining the composure, keeping the mental up and ready. And momentum like this will only lend to their strengths as we look at B.
Again, pushing up as they regularly do. And I know you got, like, I'm so used to the faster pace type of gameplay that we saw on Lotus. So kind of seeing them default back and wait for St. Thomas is so new to me, but they still do such a good job at doing so because they wait off of the util from the Sentinel. They have Nate watching just in case something goes awry, and so that they can play off of every single piece of util, and especially with 2 controllers down in mid, this is not going to go too easy.
Speaking of defaulting and playing off the util, St. Thomas have run this just exact defense for the past couple rounds, and you seem pretty comfortable by it, right? Pushing up 2, playing off of heaven into ropes, and leave the Sky to solo hold A as well, which is matched by JoBa. But they've read the pushback as well, so they're looking to run in onto A. Astra to hold them off with the smoke, as 2 are here.
Oh, they've continued to flash back, though, and finally making way. They've heard the noise. And glyph makes a big play. They could win the bonus if they continue this along. But an early peek leaves one player down inside of elbow, looking for more. But UST, they've gotten aggressive. They're not taking their time, but still left up to this 2v3. Player advantage on the side of A&M. Yeah, and I mean, there really is no takeaway from this unless they collect the Vandal and find the angle, but it's not going to happen. Bing shuts it down 2-1, starting off.
An A&M bonus, and one we've seen continuously in terms of scorecards that we've had throughout all of these games, right? The 2-1, but right here, this peak by glyph, I find a little bit of an overextension, considering they knew he was cubby, but he could have played for any of them coming by sight, since he had heaven support. So he could have been watching, but he gives away that, you know, sight holder completely gone, no defense left around, and you have to not play by heaven where they have a clear and open angle. But UST now buys across the board, no ultimate to speak about, but they've finally actually switched up how they're looking to play here, as they switch to the sides in terms of who holds mid and who holds heaven. Astra now finally up by B. Still, sole holding by A is glyph, but they have raised around for the support, anticipating the A stack. Not gonna find it, as Doug sees 3, I believe. There it is.
They've placed down some of the utility here to make a change. But St. Thomas, they did scare back A&M quite decently.
This is interesting as well, too, where, as well, because JoBa actually got his camera actually caught, so he won't be able to have that for the post plan, but he knows they're probably running the same sort of setup once again, so they're going to try to hit B, understanding it's a much more heavier stack site, but the dry walking is nice. What?
Yeah. I think they were expecting nobody to be holding the angle, but it is always someone. Nate is watching and still can't seem to find anything. And it's the lack of discipline. It seems like St. Thomas is starting to take a little bit more 1v1s, getting excited with the win that they had previously won before.
And it's the first 2, right? Getting a pistol is huge, so they're just playing off the advantage. They're more than down to do so, considering this walking with 2, pass the smoke, the same dry walking stance. JoBa around. Oh, barely catches the sight line. Astra gone a 1v2 here, Diaz.
There's no way. seyq stuck in smoke, but they need to get the defusal. He knows 2 bullets left, and the cam stuck in smoke. He can't find anything. But he does.
whoa, okay. All he saw was purple, but then he still caught green. JoBa, yo, JoBa.
That's so interesting.
He set himself up, like almost projecting, like, yeah, you know what, I'll probably be able to see you. And the fact that he catches the flank here as well, like slow rotating over onto heaven, past spawn, and then now from here, it's pretty much stuck up to him.
But that's, seyq also had a split moment. He heard him lock in that camp. He could have wide swung the angle, but he took his time.
But here's the thing, he would have probably expected him to actually look in the camp, but like you're saying, it's like, yeah, she was right there, but choosing instead to take a firefight on much even footing. Hey, you know what? I respect it. I'll take it.
Man, and I guess it's like split-second decisions that really, you just don't know in the moment. You feel the pressure, but it could have been perfect because it was 1 second after placing that cam that he went on it. So they knew that they were close.
And it could have been an insta-swing onto their side as well. That's just unfortunate. They're on a save this time, though, so they're hoping to play heavy aggressive probably. Yeah. Glyph gets his 1. They lose 2 off the rip, but the pick is nice, but they're just getting them picked off 1 by 1. He is chasing him.
Yeah, flank also got shut down, so it's kind of done there. Not going to work out. Trying to get picks at this point if you're UST.
Yeah.
You know, after a round loss like that one. But, you know, we've kind of covered that UST, they aren't necessarily the best on the defense. You know, their attack definitely looking a lot better. Nate not able to do so well.
But, Gompers, this is split defense.
Yeah.
So they have to effectively step up here if they are to be able to find numbers.
Listen. Listen.
If you think about it, you know, according to, I don't know if you believe in numbers or stats.
Yeah.
But statistics say, you know, like split is decisively defender-sided map. So if they're down to play on a disadvantage, hey, I'm down to see it. But this is 1 round up, nothing too out of the ordinary. Gun by once again for UST. They have that great divide, the Astro Wall. Matched by the Cabbages.
Oh, and they flashed back.
Nice.
Trying to make some sort of execution, move up towards heaven, but Nate watching as JoBa slowly makes their way, and everybody else on site, no, he's trying to collect information. And now Nate shuts it down. JoBa no longer having the space, and it's Nate slowly taking it back. Paint shell to 4, spinning into the fight, 3K, and a possible 4, but it got shut down. Frosty is there.
And Nate with the discipline to actually hold off or look at the peek after Nate as well, too. Ready for the peek at. Knew he'd be there. The running in a 1v2.
Yeah.
Make that none.
It's Doug. I'm surprised. Playing on Sentinel, though, this time. So.
Right? Switched it up.
He did.
Yeah. So we got the flexibility.
That's my guy Doug right there.
That's my boy, esports Doug right there.
Balla? Baby Bay?
Whoa.
What's going on?
VCT? Yeah, that's crazy. That's silly.
I didn't know Doug was a pro collegiate cat. I didn't even know he has a kid.
That's crazy. Well, the only child here right now is me because I'm so fascinated by all the shiny things and pre-college that are happening right now in this game. I don't want to see more of that person.
Yeah.
You see to even things up. And again, so no, they have Viper Split available. They might like to push that out early and shut off A as an option. And there it is. Yep. A cut off, which almost forced to go to B or mid if they want to get to heaven. But early showings, just pitter-patters. Let's see if we can gain once again. But an orb, we'll take that.
Just kind of sitting back, waiting to play with the util. So many players in mid. And it's the mid control St. Thomas never want to give up, but it's not even the control they need. Nobody ever pushing for that unless the flank potential really does come through. Either way, not having any util to watch that as Doug still slowly waiting for the peaks to combine itself over towards B. The 2 players down, St. Thomas, they've lost the advantage.
They left 1 alone. Austifrosti down below. Oh, the quick peek from Nate. The dome in an instant saves 1 more, but what are we talking about there? Oh, 1 more peek as those ones there. Use the cabbages, 1 in the corner, the paranoid catches both. Now both stuck around each corner, and the peek comes through. He's still looking right at him. The swing is good, and GLYPH takes that home.
They clutch of the lifetime, honest. I wasn't expecting them to win that because Bing had the angle. Like, in any other situation, this would have been Bing's game. But unfortunately not for them, actually, not really working that way. Glyph coming through for the team of UST and finally giving them the lead again, which is exactly what they needed. They need to keep it, though, which is going to be quite difficult. But, yeah.
It'll be tough, yeah, for sure. Because UST, you know, they've seen that defense has so far, but like you mentioned, that has gone kind of wary here so far, a bit topsy-turvy at times, and the heavy aggression will not bode well for the Econ, as many of them who get picked off early will be left to find what they can get off the floor, if anything. Light buys, not full util, not a problem just yet, but with how both of them are playing, might play into it in about a round or two.
Yeah.
Slow play so far, though.
Staying incredibly passive on defense, and A&M just not really going to try for the mid take. It's been the constant reminder of how many controllers this team has on their team, and you know, just the strength of what the Astra Viper kind of combination combines with.
Not a straight 4K of just one-by-one entries on A&M just yet, but with just 2 rounds, looking to set them up off the smoke. The paranoid right on the site they go. Nate just has the upwards angle.
Oh,
it's 3! What is that? 4, that's quattro, 1-by-1. Like bowling pins, they fall. And let's get a steam right here, Nate. He's watching, he's waiting, he's ready. Another? Oh, that's tragic. Hold on.
Nabber's turn. Nabber is nabbing this play. He said, forget about it. 12 seconds left, no spike.
Forget about it.
No ladies.
Even though he's playing a woman himself, too. The aspirations I respect from Nabber, but for now, he'll at least save the gun and survive in the round as he barely gets away from that. Denied the ace from Nate.
Yep.
And takes one more for himself. So, at least showing up when it counts. And the first timeouts coming in for A&M.
Wow, cheese. Does that hurt? A little bit.
Yeah, you know, it's tough so far, but
yeah,
at least right now for A&M, though, what is interesting is as considering that all throughout Lotus, they were down to just continue the pace of play, as it was very back and forth. Hi, guys. Hey, what's up? Hi, what's up? Oh, my God. Wow, that's crazy. Hello. They were down to just continue the pace of play. Hey, what's going on? Yeah. This is Gomper.
This is my actual height.
Yeah, she's actually nerfed herself to try to match me, essentially.
Wow, making you look so much taller.
Thank you. Oh, my God. You're so nice. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But what it's been so far, right? It's as Lotus was so back and forth, I found they didn't need to necessarily reset into the game plan that they previously set out. Right now in Split, they've been taken down on what has been, unfortunately, individual pickoffs and not just straight up not checking their angles, dude. They're just not looking.
Yeah.
And when you're 4, the fact that you're not covering every angle you can find is just like lack of discipline. And this has been a problem in the past where they just won't hard clear much, and the punishment is supreme.
No, yeah, and oh no, still going with the same thing. This time the Astra not actually sitting down in mid, and it's going to be impossible for A&M to even read into this because the calls coming through from seyq, it give away to the fact that the Astra doesn't even need to sit there. So St. Thomas still looking pretty good on the defense, but this time deciding that this is going to be enough alone with the Trailblazer there.
Still 5 up, 2, and for one of the first times, a potential for a full 5v5 retake. Something, a treat we have not yet experienced, but may not happen. seyq up and down he goes. And he gets out alive, but just barely. He's watching up heaven, no shot. They walk right into him. Upload the angle. And gets out alive with the glyph for the trade.
Dude, glyph is amazing for sitting there too, because they knew that they were in danger and they wanted to seek the potential for a refrag. But even then, right, you're playing with Singers. What more can you do other than try to play for those close range fights, which is kind of what Bing is looking for. I don't think it's going to be easy to find it, though. Yeah. Surprisingly enough, though, they did manage to get a lot of information from A&M in this round. They knew that sitting down in mid, it was easy to kind of push up despite all of that util, and that they were honestly too intimidated by the smokes.
Yeah, and that's been the key of St. Thomas actually switching up a lot of the setups, right? Because they've actually pushed both seyq and of course Astra between heaven and ropes each time to see how they want to play, considering where they have the floater. And currently, they've changed it up again as they've now put glyph onto B this time, letting the Killjoy solo hold A and allowing them to actually play with a lot more firepower and early aggression, possibly out of B so far. Because look, here it is, dog early on to just catch early info, as it looked for a step, but instead through the smoke, xhowi gets caught. Not ideal, but really positive sign for A&M.
Yeah, St. Thomas too, interesting thing that I've noticed is they like to switch up the players that are on each and every site. The only difference you will never see is who you can see Nate with. It's always going to be that initiator that leads them to success. So obviously Sky's still standing around there. And glyph backing themselves off with Nate with the opening pick. They've lost out on KHS, so now they're going to have to heavily rely on the possible paranoia to push through.
Use the Omen Note as a potential fake to see that maybe it's signal going A, but they don't fall for it. There was a quick little pack peek towards Alley, but Nate's still holding it right now. Peeks up towards boxes, and it doesn't work out. The commitment from Bing was a potential to work, but currently left in 1v2. The IGL, what will he do?
Yeah. Nate down.
30 seconds left.
Not going to be able to watch the angles, but it's JoBa with 45 health that is worrying. And I think they know that. They know that each and every angle needs to be accounted for, and even then peeking. Timing is there.
They heard doubled up is the question. He goes right into it. Two taken in quick succession. In terms of the peaks they had ready and set up, UST side. And although the early pickoff is there, the UST have actually beaten a lot of the stat allegations. It's been about 71% or so, I believe, that in collegiate, if you lose the first pick, you usually lose the round. But remember, University of St. Thomas, they, as a squad, are always down to peak whatever, however, whenever. Confidence plays such a big part in what they do, and they need to get confident here once again. A Russian on the save, Austi stopped in his tracks. Nice.
Shot from Doug. They are pushing like so much util outward, and I think it might work out in the end. I mean, either way, it is the anti-eco round. Yeah, but yeah, nothing really necessarily to play with your A&M. They're still trying to fight it back though, regardless, which I did give them kudos for. But the spike in the hands of St. Thomas and the dream is dead, but confidence arising. And I think it's mainly because of the constant win of fights, and they know they're intimidating, like Texas A&M to a T. It's very, very obvious because so many players constantly trying to push at mid, getting shut down. And then not only that, just not able to really get the site that they want.
Yeah.
Because St. Thomas is always there, because Nate gets that first pick, because it's the Viper, you know, making that decay happen and allowing those assists to come through. It's very difficult, and I think St. Thomas know that they're a wall.
I mean, the wall right now is just Astra.
Yeah.
Stuck in front, right, waiting, right, playing off into garage for the plants, and they managed to catch it, pushing it up near alley, and they're going to commit the Viper's Pit here as well. This is very doable for A&M.
Oh, JoBa.
Nice.
With a nice shot, but 25 health left. And of course, I mean, 2v2, but the Viper Spit up and down and just finishes them off. Knows where they are, but the ultimate gone. And can't use it again. But, I mean, either way, still going down to that 8-3, and there's only 2 rounds left to figure out. You know, actually 1 round left to figure out how this is going to work. My bad, guys. Hopia.
My bad, guys. Yeah, that, so far, honestly, initially the entry, the fact that they set up for a fake that is going to go all the way around, I'm thinking that, you know what, he might be going over to A, and it worked out well. We positioned towards Ali, but the fact that seyq, they saw him alley initially, repositions, and with xhowi also coming around, only expecting one, not having no info on the other, unfortunately does lend them to just giving away the most important tool of holding that site, which is the Viper's pit. And since the Viper was playing outside of the pit, is another unfortunate falter that should not have happened. Speaking of Vipers, seyq, again up heaven, early neutral, sort of the mid push. This has been A&M's bread and butter. Maybe breakfast time might be over.
It's so incredible how austifrosti literally just continues to keep the confidence despite losing so many rounds with a dry peek.
Ouch.
That gives A&M a huge advantage. Man, and I'm not gonna lie, like, this is probably the best thing that could have happened to them, because after the continuation of losses, and even then austifrosti still not able to shut it down. But St. Thomas, pretty much the capability of losing this round, but still 1v3, very, very capable.
It is. Unfortunately, we haven't seen the massive plays just yet. It's been just big pickoffs off of man advantages and assistances. But for Doug, you know, he has his turn, he has his alarm bot. No lockdown to speak of though, so unfortunately can't play off of it early. Yeah, JoBa will make first contact, and now on the second knows he's there. Is not aware of the third just yet, but double peek coordinated. Leaving A&M now. 8-4, not too far off on splits. A tough start leading into a better half. Good so far. Like what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
And for split, here Gompers, it's looked tough, right?
Yeah.
You're saying because A&M, right, they have the cipher, they haven't done much off of it, and JoBa is playing lurk here, but now on the second half, let's see what they have.
I'm kind of excited.
Oh, your word? Really? That's crazy.
And how this is going to work.
Oh, really? Oh, my God.
I think St. Thomas, already looking like they have a very, very different approach, trying to shut off any sense of what's going on down in A main to push themselves up towards heaven. A possible first two down in the pistol, which I think is going to happen, because when you see the raise in the omen, it does not mean good news.
No, that is, I believe, what they say in English, the opposite of bueno. As was that. He's just dry walking past the wall. Well, unfortunate. Nabber, let's see, they're looking his direction. Should be able to see it. No charges left. Never mind.
Yeah. Nabber setting the smoke up, but no mollies, nothing to really coincide with the plan that they're trying to execute with.
Yeah.
Although St. Thomas already losing one, so they need to be more careful. They don't have the raise, to commit to the entry, to give to those assists in terms of damage. So just trying to find one before, 1 minute mark is up.
Slow walking on a pistol as well too. Honestly unexpected, but if we remember, A&M played a very similar style. Patient plays with pistols in a lot of the rounds they had, but it was just a straight mid push each and every single time. And here, UST, after losing one, they still want to walk in. A's open, pretty much. They sort out the rest.
They all just rotated. They kind of just pushed themselves back and gave away the space that they had previously, which is incredible for A&M. It pretty much kind of almost might have let them down the drain, but maybe not. I mean, the fight's still being won out and up to glyph, but very difficult situation. A&M putting themselves back on the board.
Yeah, they honestly seems like it was very purposeful.
Yeah.
They were like, yeah, okay, we'll let them walk in. We play offside and we play read seyq. Easy. Pass the fast, they check the corner and staying behind. I do like that this guy actually had enough know-how to just be like, okay, you know what? There's probably someone playing close because they play very cheeky. And so, just stays behind, waiting. Right in the end. Yeah, just like the immediate swing. So good on KHS for just have the game sense to at least punish any surprises. And A&M, a pistol again under their belts. And a bonus underway. I do like that outlaw pickup. I'm a fan. Because you can just one-shot to the body on saves like this. So, bing. Let's see you rack up the numbers, brother.
Yeah, definitely will be able to. I mean, either way, St. Thomas, they're settled into a comfortable position, in my opinion. I think, despite obviously like the potential for A&M to take this round, they have so much leeway to make mistakes. And just accepting their fate, taking the 1v1s, trying to isolate some of these fights with UST, seyq, getting very, very confident.
Hey, we said it. Confidence is key. right now for UST, you know, vibes look to be on the up and high.
Yeah.
Not just fight, yeah, but a flawless lends itself to A&M themselves, probably giggling, kicking the feet back right now.
Let's turn around and look if they're giggling and kicking their feet back.
They are.
They are. Like little girls.
It's very cute. I like it.
Run away from
Seeing the action. Okay, anyways, but for UST though,
Yeah.
right? This is what we've come to expect out of them. Fortunately, they may lose the first, but gun run right now. A crucial one to get. If A&M managed to get this over UST, the momentum swing evidently will shift in their favor. They'll be able to tie up the game at 8-8. Let us start it off here first. Big holding mid, not smoked off just yet.
Yeah.
Instead, they'll smoke the rest off himself. As he gets caught by the stars, but he'll leave mid alone.
Okay, yeah. Flash comes through, but doesn't catch anything. It's unfortunate because for Texas A&M, they're playing extremely passive. They look like they're even looking for a retake coming down in A, but I don't think they're expecting a heaven push.
No, they, in fact, are playing right outside of heaven too, so no sound cues will be given. And they have to just hope that they peek the angle, hard clearing every corner. Bing is watching. Oh, the shot gives away. The Paradox doesn't catch anybody here at all. So now, heaven under control, but they have to get past the rest of A&M that are on site, and Nate goes down immediately.
Not too big of a shutdown though. Nabber looking at the right-hand side. Trying to find something more, but they're not looking at the blink. They might work out, but he killed left in St. Thomas. They've managed to find a retake, Glyph. Standing right behind. No potential for it. They know they need to fight this. JoBa needs the pick, and he can't find it. So seyq, oh man, it cleans it up perfectly.
Dude, what was that round? Like, why? None of that should have happened. They're just, they had a clear man advantage. They held on heaven. The site was in their favor. But through them just working through smokes and blind spraying at certain points, they get wall bangs and just pickoffs. Like here's like, they're just, he's just walking through. And Glyph takes two in incredible fashion. And unfortunately, JoBa is stuck on the outside. What can he do? It's just, I'm a bit flabbergasted person. But, you know, UST continue to push that 2-1 narrative for themselves.
I would be flabbergasted as well if I was in the situation there where St. Thomas are walking through smoke. That gives them player advantage now. Big mid takes, oh man. And if they keep themselves patient, it might work out in the end.
I mean, Shamroka right now, right? From what we see, they're, once again, aggressing right up mid, as we've seen a lot from the UST side. So, nothing really substantial, really given over in terms of information, just a trade of some nades and so on. But a similar defense what we saw from A&M with how far the back they've been playing. JoBa, yeah, look at that. Cam below, gets the spot, see them all up there. He should give it the space, and yeah, indeed he does. Backs out, beat. Time for the taking.
B-site looking cleared, but JoBa giving away location. They know that they're having, but either way, JoBa's not going to make the say to kind of give themselves away. And Nate gets aggressive. But unfortunately, not the right time to do so. They need to get the plank down. They're not even focusing on the objective.
They're anticipating them to just rush back in, and considering they had no util to actually hold them off, so they were like, okay, you know, yeah. Now they come, now they come, now they come. But they don't. They're just waiting for the rest of the push out against them. And there it is. JoBa managed to catch one big to pick up austifrosti from up top. And they're winning the trade fights.
Yeah.
The heaven control was big. And the fact they won two right below gave over the side essentially. A&M, a big retake on their own gun runs where it looked bad. And they flip it on their head. Well done.
They were looking for picks where, in all honesty, they weren't really needed. St. Thomas, they should have played the objective. They should have kept themselves singled out into one specific role. Like, okay, Nate playing the duelist, you know, your main thing is to gather information, to get the picks, but I feel like there was no setup for a play like that. Okay, let me push down inside of CT. Let's see what I can do there. Absolutely nothing is the unfortunate answer. Obviously, St. Thomas going down another. It takes us A&M finding more points to put on the board. And a possibility for even more here. 2 players sitting within ropes.
An aggressive push out to the Stars there to actually hold them off, but Nabber with the peek out. Catching this timing onto just one and Messi get out again towards A. But they want to run the same sort of setup of a lot aggressive and a lot faster right now to be as wall goes up from Viper, and it's still one all the way at the very back. A save round here would be massive for UST, but we take City. There we go. Stinger Gaming, baby. Let's get it.
Yeah, Nate's definitely having a frenzy with the Stinger there already. Teammate goes down on the side of UST, and it's going to be xhowi. xhowi, big, I mean, cooperation in the hands of seyq as well. So double the controller down in majority. Already lost on the side of St. Thomas. Nate fighting for their lives in a round where a slight investment was made. But even then, St. Thomas can't seem to hold on. That was an anti-eco, though, I believe. So.
It was indeed. So they did a lot of actual economical damage,
they did.
You will. Yeah. But 2 of those fights essentially could have been won if they just had better weapons.
I agree.
Specifically under Heaven, when they wanted to actually keep one out, you know, running Spectre versus Phantom, right? So, like, yeah, this one right there, like, exactly that. KHS managed to walk in, and since he does, he sets up the rest of his team, gets a heal off as well here too, and Nate just, like, you know, kind of stuck in the corner with only so much he can do, up against 2 more here. A tough call, but at least something given over. And now 1-round game. All these maps have been so close here, Gompas.
Yeah.
The UST and A&M. And second half activated for A&M. Looking good so far.
We haven't seen this sort of execution, though. You know, a big aggressive push coming up through B main.
Yeah.
Either way, St. Thomas aren't really the most aggressive team in the world, so they know they just have to play for the default.
Instead, they look to walk into A here. They're trying to catch anybody around, but this A side's actually wide open. Considering mid's cut off, there is, you know, JoBa around, and he slows them for just a second, but that Astro Wall, that divide, will at least allow them to get a safe plant inside.
Plant being stuck in the mollies, now being settled down for A&M. This is where they start to decide on what they want to do, but Nate and xhowi go down.
Yeah.
Yeah, and up to seyq now at this point, but the location given away. And the wall, the only thing protecting them, but the moment that goes down, it's over. Glyph has to clutch, and they might do it. Maybe with a 3K to keep them in the game.
Y'all remember the name that's in front of you. That's Glyph, the IGL of UST, and the name, and the attitude, the consistency is all I perceive. 3 lined up in front of him, 2 with the stack, and defends his site like his life depends on it, as does the game. Pushing them to double digits to collect in succession.
My gosh.
Incredible.
The IGL making the call.
I got this. I'd win.
That's crazy. How do you mentally recover from a round like that? I don't.
I mean, you drink some water, you tap your face, and you hope to God there's a God around you, essentially.
Yeah.
Actually, that. Things to know for this one, though. UST have 2 big things for site takes and for post plants as well. The Viper's Pit alongside Nate's Showstopper. As they have no mid control just yet, don't want to just try to use the D double pass back to get into Heaven. And trying to set up Nate for that too would be as tough would be somewhat tough with no Sky around. As they're instead leaning towards A with the spike in mind you. And considering they haven't drawn over a ton of bodies, right, they're still waiting to see if they can catch who's holding. Yeah. This might be tough if they dry peek into this. Smoke goes down.
Yeah, working up though.
Yeah.
Oh, to a possibility to win this one out, but it misses. And Nate thought that might have been the play, but it might not be as well. Already a slight tag coming through from Bing.
Yeah, and consider with Nabber up top, we also had the Omen as well, so peeking in over into, the ramp. There's nothing more you can really realistically do. Connor's walking in, trying to find anything. It's Doug with 10 seconds.
10 seconds left.
He can't make it. He actively cannot make it over to the other side. So he's open. Maybe a gun in his direction, but they know he has no time. And leave him be. A&M keeping it close once more in a one-round game.
He is doing amazing, but I still feel like they're not setting him up very well. I think Nate dry swinging angles and trying to take these 1v1s obviously just leaves them in a very difficult position, constantly doing the same moves as well. And trying to pry through an angle that is very difficult to fight. A&M, they like to give in to those quick rotates. They like to fight the angles. Again, fight to the death has been the theme for both of these teams.
Exactly, yeah. They're in a bare-knuckle brawl for the finish, and they want to ensure that they're the ones who comes out on top. Right now for St. Thomas, though, they're playing with a bit less of an advantage.
Cover going out.
And isn't exactly what we want to see, but hey, you know what? Ideally, they can find some way to turn it back up. It's a difficult game for St. Thomas.
Yeah. Definitely not as flawless as they previously were. I feel like before there were definitely players that I could highlight in the group, but I feel like now it's very, very equalized. Everybody's kind of struggling to find themselves in a game like this one, and you know how to set up the team for success. And in a defense that's pretty difficult to get by, but austifrosti, some of the damage coming through and being the one to finish it off.
Doug being gone is really unfortunate here too, because like him getting picked up through the smoke as well. You're thinking that you lost a bunch here post on util. We're seeing the rotate over from sewers here, seeing Spike immediately going over to A. They haven't drawn enough attention here. That A&M holding strong, not falling for the fake. Just Nate left around making noise, and the paranoia catches him. They're stuck by two. They know it's A. It's 3v5,
and they might let it go again. Again, Jark Peak coming through from glyph. And the question is, did they even have enough to play with? But it's xhowi, the one clutch god before. And will they do it again? The spike in hand, and there's potential, but it does not happen. The time is off, and austifrosti up above to clean things up. 10-10. They had the lead before.
And I want to take a quick look at how many rounds and the balance and force we've seen right now for A&M as you look at the econ and such, right? They, just like what we see in terms of scores after the replay, right? It's early plays have been named of the game in the previous map. Right now for UST, it's been defaulty and very patient on both of these sides, but it seems like they're waiting. Okay, all right, cool. I'll go in the flash, maybe get a pick, try to run it. If not, maybe rotate. And I want to commend A&M for how patient they've played.
I agree.
Consistently, not falling for any fakes, not really rotating, and the holes they've had have just stuffed UST into a calzone, and the oven is getting hotter. They're getting cooked.
Looking to change the narrative for Texas A&M. Prove that their last loss doesn't really define them, but even then, wow, JoBa,
that's so illegal.
What is going on?
Oh, no. Dude, that's so... The fact that he lives is insane. And he even gets the tripwire off, see all the immediately destroyed, but here comes the retake. Look at them all stacked up as 4.
Oh no, but this is... Oh, this might actually be very, very bad. Glyph kind of waiting along the back, but Nabber knows the angles need to be cleared, and they're not winning the fights anymore. They're solo peeking the angles. They're losing every single thing in both sides. Cannot be checked.
And I want to commend Bing right there. As he calls, there would probably be 2, as UST do this a lot. And there's tumultuous post-plant, considering they saw where it was planted. So he calls the double stack. They hard clear the angle. And the fact that Paranoia hit Doug means there's no trades. He's just stuck, deaf, waiting, hoping that perhaps Snake gets his, but He's cleared by 3. So with no judge, you're like, all right, man, I guess that's it. And one by one, they lose more and more. And I find, as is natural, UST call for a timeout to reconvene and understand where they've been losing, as for every 1 they get, 2 gets taken back. That's a bad trade.
It's the overall situation is bad. I think, and I feel like they can most definitely tell like what exactly is going wrong, because in this situation, right, you have UST, right, constantly losing out on the fights. But why is that? Again, reasons for that being, we had a crossbow that was being held. They tried to initiate a fight that way. But it also was so much havoc being held, they weren't ready for something to go wrong, and then they look like a deer in headlights. Okay, crosshold doesn't work. Now we're going to fight solo, and that's where the discipline comes in. They don't have any. They don't know what that plan B is going to look like, and then they kind of just start to crumble and fall apart the moment one person gets lost. So then they don't know what to do with it.
And I think you hit at a massive point there. What is the plan B, right? How do they pivot? How do they rotate? And how do they ensure that they're not just getting caught up in their very one-track mindset that's been sucked them and lending them to, making plays like, you know what, we here, we live, let's do it one more time. That's here we go.
Finally not holding back on the entry, though. I've noticed a lot of the time they try to do something that just is not right, right? Like, they could have jumped 8 majority of the time, but I think this is scary. Nate slowly moving themselves forward, not knowing who's going to swing that angle, and not having anybody to be there with them because they backed themselves off. The ultimates are there. They're not reading into the situation, but it might be winnable. It might be a clutch scenario with the Viper's Pit.
They're playing all inside the pit here, in fact, so it'll just be spray city from every single one of them. Now one goes down, but the pit gets caught. What was that transfer, dog? And another glyph.
No, it doesn't matter. 1v1, but I think Zowi's very capable. They know where the diffusal's coming from. They know they have the gravitational pull stuck down in half.
He's holding.
But the timing is there.
No way. JoBa.
Match point.
The last second. He didn't believe.
No, he put the stun, but that was where the issue was. There was no pull.
They needed the star. He needed to pull any shorties, but he scared them off.
All the shorties gone.
Yeah. They were so stunned like that. I can't believe you do this
Nabber
right now.
yet again nabbing these females from
Mr. Steal Your Girl, the IGL, Nabber, racking up his dossier, and right now, A&M Map 2 splits, looking to take it 1-1 in grand finals.
This is it. This is the match point. If St. Thomas do not get their act together now, there's absolutely no way that they're running away with this map. It's 1 round differential, right, from winning out the game. So actually 2-round differential from St. Thomas and Texas A&M, but 1 round for Texas A&M to win this one. And honestly, the way that it's looking now, especially with the fear in their eyes, it's very, very grim.
They have Astro Wall here, so if they want to use that to commit for the site, but using it so early is just so, it feels bad because A&M has been down to play rotates and lets whole way default rates because look how far up they are. Just like, oh, Nate getting caught, but it's tragic right by the angle, the re-peek, and now they know. Let's call it.
And a big lack of clear. Now they know exactly where they are. The jiggle peaks, but Doug isn't watching. And Texas A&M run away with a win of their own. They were not going to go down 2-0. In fact, they actually are now starting to apply the pressure on a team like UST.
An 8-4 half, a pistol round win, and leading to